Okay then, I just had to whip out of the office for a while to go get a set of keys from Swanbourne, so thought I'd just get a bit of footage of the Swan River as we go over it. It's supposed to be wet and stormy this afternoon, but at the moment it's not too bad, so I thought I'd take the bike for a quick run and just escape. Just on Kwinana Freeway at the moment. So there's not a lot of traffic. Just after 12 o'clock, not quite 1 o'clock. Yeah, this is what I say about Perth weather. We only really get probably 20 or 30 days in a year where we can't ride. Most of the time it's quite reasonable. A lot better than other places around the world. Yeah, some places you're struggling to get on your bike at all for 3 to 6 months or even longer of the year, but in Perth we're blessed as far as that goes, and the roads are pretty good condition. So there's a cab up over this ridge up here, you'll see a bit of the Swan River. And just down the road a little bit you'll see Perth City. Whilst Perth isn't huge, it's a nice place to live. This is Mount Henry Bridge. And there's Perth City in the distance up there. Not a huge city as I say, but it's got everything you need. Most of the time these days the local areas have all you need shopping wise, etc. So the city district is more just for business these days rather than going, I remember as a child you'd go into Perth for a special day out on go to the shops, etc. Myers was in there, David Jones, Bones, etc. all big retail shops in Perth. But these days they're all located in the suburbs as well, so there's no real need to go into the city. Your theatres and that, once again, used to be a few of them in the city and then a couple in the outstanding outside suburbs. But these days, as I say, the suburbs have all that sort of stuff as well. Can get fairly rough, the Swan River at times, and I'll show you a point up here where on those rough days you do actually get water banking up onto the freeway, the left hand lane and even the centre lane sometimes does get waves coming over it. Nothing major, it was more spray than waves, sorry, but enough to be a bit of a pain in the arse, especially if you've got a bike. You really don't need a salt shower on the way through. As you can see our traffic conditions are pretty good all in all. As I say, this is around the middle of the day, so traffic's not heavy, but even in the worst days you might get a sort of 10-minute delay as you're coming down through this section of the freeway. South Perth Yacht Club over there to the left. You can see a lot of the boats in there. A great place to have lunch if you get the chance when you're in Western Australia. And they have a nice cold beer too. It's pretty much straight ahead of me now. You'll see Perth City. As I say, it's not huge. It's got everything you need. There's a bit more of the river. Jetty out there. Used to be good for fishing when I was young. These days all you're catching is mainly blowfish around the city area. You do get a few other bits and pieces, but 9 out of 10 times when you go down, or when I've taken my son down anyway, you'll catch 10 or 15 blurries before you catch anything else. Whilst they're a delicacy in some countries, they're definitely not in Australia. See, now I'm doing around about 80 kilometres an hour, just under, probably about 75. To say it is a bit slower than normal. Could be something to do with these roadworks on the side here. Over that side of the river we do have Perth Zoo. Once again, if you do come to Perth, it's worth checking out. And that bit of a hill up in front of me is Kings Park. I will go up there one day and take a bit of video from up there. You've got beautiful views of the city and the river from up there. As I say, Perth is a very laid-back place. Surrounded by a lot of natural vegetation and that. Most people that come to Perth say it's very relaxed, very green, and a very friendly town, city. I definitely concur with this. And whilst WA's so far away from the other states, it's probably the only downfall with it. It's not like Europe and that, where you can travel a few hundred kilometres and be in a different state or different country. Perth is roughly about 2,800 kilometres, I think, from Adelaide, which is the next closest major city. To get out of WA is over a 2,000 kilometre drive, just to get to South Australia, and then once you hit South Australia you do have to travel another 800 kilometres or so to actually get into the cities over there. So we are very isolated. Over there to the left, that building is the old Swan Brewery. It's now a restaurant and has accommodation and that at it. And as I say, once again there you're starting to get a better view of Perth City. No huge skyscrapers or anything as per other cities. It has, not sure what the actual population of Perth is, or Perth and surrounding areas. I believe it's around about the 3 million, but I can't confirm that at this stage. That's Wireless Hill up there. You'll see up the top there's the War Memorial. That's where we have our Anzac Day ceremonies. 25th of April, they have a dawn service up there, which has been known to attract on major anniversaries 80,000 plus people to the dawn service. Myself and my children and the wife tend to go most years, unless we're out of the city for other reasons. There's a bit of a lake there. As I say, this is just outside Perth City. You can see the memorial up the top there. And when I do a review on Kings Park, you'll see there's plenty of activities up there for the children. Lots of green grassed areas. I think there's 1 or 2 cafes up there. That's about it. Other than that, it's just a park. And it's a fair size. As I go down, I will show you how far Kings Park goes. once again, there's the Swan River. This is the old brewery I was talking about up here. And as I say, it used to be the Swan Brewery years ago. They've renovated it, made a restaurant, and as I say, accommodation there. Nice spot to stay. You do get the opportunity. This is all still Kings Park on my left here. So it's all nature reserve, and there's huge grassed areas, a tower you can climb up to get a view, there's playgrounds, walks, etc. to take. It's a nice spot to spend the weekend. Straight ahead of me now you have the Royal Perth Yacht Club, not the South Perth Yacht Club, but the Royal Perth Yacht Club that one is. Once again, they do meals and have a bar, great spot to stop if you get the opportunity. Still Kings Park on my right here. As I say, as you can see, it is a fair size. Coming up here on the left you have the University of Western Australia with Curry Hall across the road, which does a lot of meals and that for students. My mother used to work there some 40 years ago roughly, as a kitchen chef. Still Kings Park. That's very limited housing actually in Kings Park on our right. So the Swan River is rated as one of the most photo attractive rivers in the world, and that's part of the grounds there. Just going into Nedlands and Dalkeith at the moment, and then I'll be zipping down through to Swanbourne. Not going past any of the beaches on this trip, unfortunately. We do have very beautiful beaches as well, crisp white sand, etc. They do go on about Bondi Beach being a perfect beach, but I think in WA we were blessed with beaches that are just as nice, and we've got miles and miles and miles of them. This is the University of Western Australia, UWA, on my left. Has been in operation, I believe, for about 75 years. This is Nedlands that we're going through now. Kings Park has just finished too, and the last set of lights were pulled up. That was the end of Kings Park. So as you can see, it is a fairly large size park, and it's right in the centre of the city basically. If you are in Kings Park, you can walk down to Perth city centre in about 10 minutes roughly. Once again on the Anzac ceremony or dawn service days. My son and I usually walk down. They have an Anzac parade through the centre of the city with a lot of the old soldiers going through, basically in recognition of their efforts to the Australian cause. Captain Sterling Hotel up here is a very nice place for lunch too. I don't know about now, but they used to do a $12 rump steak with chips and salad, or chips and vegetables, whichever you prefer, which for $12 is a great deal. Park there, as I say, we have a lot of parks in Western Australia, or around the Perth area. We have a mobile speed camera ahead according to my GPS. So I'm not speeding anyway, as I say, I'm just stooging through, getting a few bits of video. That's Ute back there on the left hand side. That was the mobile speed camera. What they do over here is they have the camera tucked in the back of the Ute so that you can't spot them. Very sly, the police officers over here. The traffic authority, they'll pick you up for many things. My father, he's 84. He recently got done for doing a U-turn across a medium strip where the other side of the road wasn't even finished as yet. As I say, he's 84. He did a U-turn onto a bit of road which isn't even open, and he got done and fined, I believe, $140 for crossing the medium strip. They do tend to be revenue raisers sometimes. But by the same token, if we didn't have police, well, who knows what sort of mayhem we'd have. You've got to take the good with the bad, unfortunately. I believe probably at least 80% of the police officers are decent people, but there's that 20% of people that their heads are on a spring and they believe they are a step above everyone else. Amazing what a uniform can do. After saying that, I'm probably going to be targeted, so I'll just have to watch myself. Okay, back on the road. Up here we have a Bunnings store. Bunnings is our big hardware retailer in WA, well, in most of Australia actually. They sell most tools and materials that you need for any sort of renovations or on houses or commercial properties. It's pretty much a one-stop shop. We used to have a lot of small hardware businesses, and then Bunnings really pushed, and most of the smaller hardwares have gone out of business now because Bunnings just has the buying power and can do everything a lot cheaper these days. Hungry Jack's up here, that's equivalent of what you'd see Burger King in the USA. or in a lot of places around the world, Burger King. But in Australia it's called Hungry Jack's. I don't know whether their menus are similar to what you get overseas, but one of my kids' favourites. They do prefer that to McDonald's, as do I. I believe it has a lot more flavour than a McDonald's burger, but that's only my own preference. I'm sure you'll get 10,000 people saying, hey, McDonald's is so much better than Hungry Jack's or Burger King, which I could understand. As I say, everyone's got different tastes. Okay, I'm nearly at my destination to pick up the keys.
100 metres at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Claremont Crescent.
We're in Claremont now. Also, actually, this is Swanbourne. We've just passed through Claremont. And train tracks and that are probably a lot different than what you have overseas. All in all, as I say, myself, I've been to a few different cities and that. I believe Perth is one of the most beautiful cities that you can go to.
In 150 metres at the roundabout, take the third exit and stay on Claremont Crescent.
Okay, well, thank you very much for watching.